Hi, welcome to the second video in the series on how to have more personal impact. The first video, you may remember, is called Making Mindful Choices. It's about how to bring awareness to experiences that you're having in the moment. This video is about retaining, utilizing personal power. Now you have more personal power than you may believe, and that you may feel. And a lot of times people say, I don't really feel like I have much power. I don't really feel like I can do much stuff. But let's just think about it slightly differently. Personal power is about having the ability to control events that you actually have control over. So in a sense, personal power is the ability to control and make choices. Now you have as much of that as you need. But we tend to give away our personal power. We let it drift away. We let it sort of slip away from us. So we don't feel that we can have the power to control choices. So how do we change that? Well, the first thing we have to do is to recognize that actually we have the ability to choose how we respond to events. Someone looked at me in the queue and I got really angry. That is an example of external events controlling you. You don't choose to get up in the morning and say, I'm going to go to the shops, I'm going to feel really angry. Right? External events control you. You have given away your power. If you've ever had road rage, or if you've ever got angry with someone when you're driving, you have allowed external events to control you. You have given away your power. If you have an argument with someone in a relationship with, and you feel a residual upset, you're giving away your power. External events are affecting you. Now, a lot of this is normal stuff, and that's fine. But if it impacts on your ambitions for your life or your career, then it's not fine. It needs to change. So, the first thing we have to recognize is that you have enough power to be able to control what you need to do and to make the choices that you need to make. But you need to remember that you have the power to make those choices. The second thing that we need to do is actually to recognize that we have to have a choice that we want to have happen. For many people, they don't have a choice. What would you like for dinner? I don't mind. Or what would you like to do for a job? I don't really care. What would you like to do for holidays? I don't mind. Not too bothered. Right? We actually have to have a choice. And a choice is not, yeah, of course I want the deal to go through. Why wouldn't I? That's not a choice. That's just a general impression. A choice is, I'll do everything I can possibly do to make sure that deal happens. That's a choice. So if you want to have a personal impact and personal power, you have to have a preference of choice. You have to have a choice that you want to have happen. A firm choice. A general impression doesn't cut it, because that's what everyone has. The third thing is that you need to remember that you have the choice to remain in control of yourself. Now, we have a strong tendency to allow external events to control us. The deal didn't go through, so I feel depressed. Okay, that is an external event affecting how you feel, what your physiology is doing. And we've got to remember that we have the ability to choose to not let that happen. Obviously we're human, and therefore we are part of a larger community where a lot of this stuff happens anyway. But it's a matter of degrees. All stress-related problems are a failure in choice. The choice to recognize that stress is a response to feeling overwhelmed, but it's not a useful response, because you're still going to do whatever you're going to do, and the stress doesn't make it easier. Performance anxiety is an opportunity for you to choose to recognize that you're probably expert in what you do. You know what you're talking about, you've practiced it. Performance anxiety is likely to be an habitual program that your brain's running, and you can choose not to let that run. All kind of physical ailments to some degree have an element of choice, because we can choose how we respond to it. We can feel overwhelmed and helpless and hopeless, or we can go, well, I'll do what I need to do. I'll get information, I'll do what needs to be done to exercise as much choice and control as I have over this thing. So personal power is the exercise of personal choice. But you have to have a choice that is interesting and strong enough to be worth exercising. A wishy-washy kind of impression doesn't make a choice. So personal impact then is, now that we've explained it a little bit, being able to make mindful choices, being able to be aware, awake, and not an automatic pilot when you're trying to do something. Now we've added in personal power, recognizing that you have personal power. There's a strong tendency to give it away, to let external events control how we feel, what we do, what we think. And that is a mistake, because when you can use your personal power to exercise choice, you have much more ability to make happen what you want to have happen, as opposed to the alternative. I hope you find this interesting. If you do find it interesting, please get in touch with us if you'd like to know more about personal impact, making mindful choices, personal power. Our email addresses are here. We're at impactcoaching.co. Please, I would look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for taking the time to watch and listen.